The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, it's 7 o'clock, so officially right now, the Know the Show hour begins. Listen this entire hour at 8 o'clock. We'll ask 3 questions about what we talked about, stuff we got into this hour. And at 8, if you can answer those, the first person through, we'll get tickets to the 1975 at the Allstate Arena. Plus, you'll meet the 1975, the Know the Show hour.
Oh, my God.
How about that?
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, let's get right into it. An award-winning montage put together about your Chicago Bears because a rare win.
Bagent has to run, still looking, a little pump, and Bagent going to coast out of bounds. Foreman up the middle, backing his way in, that's a touchdown. Here's the play fake, Hoyer over the middle, deflected and intercepted, right into the hands of Tremaine Edmonds. Good fake by Bagent, rolling out, finds his tight end, Mercedes Lewis, all the way down inside the 5. Bagent to give to Foreman, Foreman plowing into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown. His second rushing touchdown of the day. And Bagent on the run, throws on the sideline. The catch made. Foreman with blockers in front. He's got a convoy of Bears. And Foreman throws it short. Foreman with the catch. Foreman to the end zone for the touchdown. And the first career touchdown pass for Tyson Bagent. Warriors' long pass of the day is 15 yards. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. Johnson untouched for the touchdown. And it'll be a good topic of conversation all week long here in this great city of Chicago. 30-12, Tyson Bagent and the Chicago Bears.
What a victory! This is it. Tyson Bagent, the backup quarterback, kind of just like how I called it. The
Not
backup,
really.
It is exactly how I called it.
No.
Do you remember Friday's show?
You were super anti-him.
That's not correct.
You were very mean.
You go back to Friday's podcast and take a listen. It was Case that was mean about his tattoos. It's Case, the producer.
You said you couldn't read them or
Yeah,
anything.
I did
And
say
you
that
made
about
fun of Case if you already had a jersey about him. You did all this stuff.
what I said was Friday. If
I
you
know
go
what
back
you're
to the
getting for
podcast.
Christmas. You're getting the jersey.
What I said was the backup quarterback is the city's favorite always when a situation like this, when the starter's out, and he will have an incredible game and they will win. Go back to the podcast and listen on Friday at 7 o'clock.
How many points did they score yesterday? 30?
30 points.
I bet they would have scored 31 if you didn't have all those tattoos.
Facts.
Yeah.
They're unusual tattoos. It's a one sleeve. And then he had a shirt off after the game. It gets worse on his chest. The way they mold in there, it just doesn't look right.
He looks like a guy that drinks full throttle energy drink.
Hell yeah.
Which is not exactly the most popular kind. He looks like an extra from The Longest Yard. He showed up yesterday to the press conference after the game.
I love that movie.
Yes, it's very funny.
Very funny movie.
He had a
full of great football players.
Oh my God, fantastic.
So if he was an extra for that movie, we are in good hands.
Yes.
He had like a blank beanie on, not like a team issued one. It looked like something you would get out of Speedway. The whole thing, I'm very thrown off by him. He's very anti-establishment in a way.
Which is why you should love him.
Oh my
I
God,
know.
this is like your guy.
This is your guy.
What are you talking about? Not a lot of people know him.
Yeah.
Which is like your favorite quality of people, and then he
being unknown.
doesn't want to conform. Yeah, like look at you should have a boner already. I mean, this is like your favorite thing.
I know what I'm getting for Christmas, the Tyson Bagent jersey.
I wanted a Peter McSorley jersey or whatever his name
Trace
was.
McSorley was the backup quarterback to Tyson
Swirly.
Bagent.
Oh my God, how bullied were you in high school?
Oh,
It was
God.
bad.
Other fun facts. It's the first one at home since September 25th, 2022 against the Texans. So the longest losing streak of Bears history is now over. Kenzie, Bagent asked for 53 tickets to the game for family and friends when he knew he was starting.
Oh, I don't blame him one bit because it's like you are the backup. What if this? You know.
This is it.
What if that thumb gets found? We're still trying to locate it, and then he doesn't get to play again.
Very factual. Justin
That's
Fields.
gonna suck. He's probably out there. He probably has the thumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In case you weren't aware, Justin Fields' thumb became dislocated. Kenzie's finger's all located, by the way.
We don't know where it is.
We don't know where that thumb is, and we'll see when it comes back. Tyson Bagent's dad, Travis the Beast Bagent,
Is that his actual middle name?
that's his middle name. He is an arm wrestling champion. He's won 28 world titles in arm wrestling. He's more interesting than Tyson.
This family's fascinating. I want to know about the cousins that were at the game, too. I'm sure they're fascinating.
53 people, family members, all from West Virginia, went to
That's
the
what
game.
I'm talking about.
I want to get all of them on the air.
And 28 arm wrestling championships. 28 championships and anything is a lot.
Yeah, he's
Well,
not.
if anybody's going to have a strong arm, it's his son. This is great. All of this adds up and tracks for success.
And
really-
we like Justin Fields because he went to Ohio State. Who cares?
You're right.
I need an
I
arm
visited
wrestler.
Ohio State, too. It makes me a good football player. You know what I mean?
You can play. You can be on there. You can be before Trace
Who
McSorley.
hasn't
Yeah.
been on that campus? You know what I'm saying? What the hell? What does that matter?
I really want his whole family in here. I want the dad in here. I want you to arm wrestle his dad.
Oh, man. As listeners know, I suffer from LBA, little bitch arms. So I'd go down fast to an
Ryan, you
arm
were
wrestling
just talking about your
champion.
triceps all morning. How
I
about
know.
you do
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, tricep.
Yeah.
You do it.
That's good. Why me? I got to push the buttons. If my arm gets ripped off by this maniac, I can't push the button. You'll have to run the board.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll send Case to do that. I don't want to do that.
Well, obviously a great day for the Bears. And one of the biggest things I saw, obviously, people trying to temper their fun with it, saying, well, the Raiders suck. Well, the Bears suck, and they're actually worse technically, and the Raiders were favored, so they beat them. Let's enjoy this win. Let's enjoy it.
I think he should start next week.
Oh, well, I think he will, look, because to Kenzie's point, they won't find his Justin Fields' thumb anytime soon. He'll probably be out for a few weeks at least.
Somebody just sent in a picture of their full throttle energy drink, and they're very upset with you, Case. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I think that's so funny.
To be clear, I didn't say there's anything wrong with drinking a full throttle energy drink. I just said that Tyson Bagent looks like he would drink one.
Well, I want that listener who sent the picture in there to send a picture of themselves now.
I'm shocked he's in a car. It seems like he'd ride a Kawasaki
What if
dirt
it's,
bike
what
to
if
work.
it's Tyson? Like, what if it's
Also, look at his thumbs. The guy who
It is
sent
a
the
big
picture.
ass thumb. That is.
I love the full throttle energy drink can. It's a big bald eagle with an American flag logo, and it says full throttle in it. It's a badass
And
can.
I will say there's a car in front of him, and he looks like he's much higher than it, so he's probably in a pickup truck.
Yeah, it's a truck, and you can see his radio 101.1. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you listening. Guzzle that
Big
energy
ass
drink.
hand. It's bigger. Look at the way he's gripping that energy drink.
We're all looking at the text thread of his hand. It's original citrus flavor.
Yum.
That's what he's drinking.
My favorite.
Hey, my man. Call up and bitch out Case. You can call up right now, 312-591-8300. We're going to give it to you. Yeah, so obviously it was Tyson Bagent's day, but also Deontay Foreman, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, actually caught one too. He only joined the Bears in March. Just a really good, fun day for the Chicago Bears on a beautiful day at Soldier Field. Can we just enjoy it? Can we just enjoy a little bit of football, please? Live with it. Tyson Bagent, QB1, and we'll get his dad in here to rip off Case's little bitch arm syndrome in an arm wrestling contest.
He probably loves full throttle, and he's pissed.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, before we get you on the phones for Clash with Kenzie, we just did sports. Talked about, of course, Tyson Bagent, his dad, Travis the Beast Bagent, an arm wrestling champion. We're going to get him on the show. Kenzie's working on it as we speak to get him on there, sliding in his DMs to get the...
I know. This is not going to look good in my marriage.
Can you imagine that Kenzie has to explain that to her husband later? I looked at her phone. So you slid into this guy who's got abnormally large arms and is the dad of the quarterback of the Bears. What's going on with that?
It'll
Oh, it's just
look
for the
good.
just for the show. Is it? Is it just for the show?
I'm not a jealous type, but I would be pissed if my girl was DMing a guy called the Beast. That's a bad look.
Okay. This is why your phones are locked.
Also, Case said Tyson Bagent, I believe. I want to get your quote right. Looks like the guy that pounds the full throttle energy drinks. Is that what you said, Case?
Yeah, I think, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be clear.
Oh, he's opened up a can of worms. 708.
Oh, here you go.
708 said, never seen a pic of Case in my life, but definitely always has a Mountain Dew, headphones, loves video games, and a patchy facial hair thing going on.
Those are all accurate.
All completely accurate. And we want Tyson Bagent's dad to come in and arm wrestle Case.
I don't want that.
Well, I know you don't want it, but it's the punishment for talking about his son.
I didn't say anything bad about him.
Apparently, some people think you did.
Good Lord.
All right, 312-591-8300. Call right now to compete in Clash with Kenzie. Remember, we're in the Know the Show hour, the 1975 tickets, and you'll meet them if you just keep listening, because we'll ask questions at 8 o'clock about some of the stuff we've talked about this hour at 8. And if you get it right, you'll win those tickets. But call right now to compete against Kenzie in trivia. 312-591-8300. Clash with Kenzie.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Well, first one of the week. Clash with Kenzie and Anthony, or Ant, as I like to call him. Little Italy checking in to compete against Kenzie. Tell us something really quick about yourself, Ant.
Ahoy. I'm a mortgage loan officer and live in the city and love it here and listen to you guys just about every day. So love this. Glad for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you.
I love the positivity.
Yeah. Do people call you Ant?
Sometimes my family members do, yeah.
Yeah, yo, Ant, go to the kitchen and get more pasta. Bring it back into the table.
Wow, that was really stereotypical.
Are you Italian?
I am.
There you go.
I actually just got back from Italy a month ago.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Flexing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
All over. Lake Como, Palermo, Rome, Florence, so kind of all over the
Oh, my
country.
God. You have a much better life than me. Oh, wow.
Well, let's see if you can crush him in trivia. That should make up for it. For him going to Florence.
I want to ruin you.
First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Call it.
Tails.
It's heads. Kenzie's already.
I need to win.
She's already ruining your life.
I know.
You got nothing going on for in your personal life. Either win here.
All right, Kenzie. Question number 1.
What?
Name a state that borders Oregon.
I'm going to hit you with a Washington.
Washington is correct. Good job. That wasn't right?
I was just,
You really delayed it.
I did or you did?
you did. I was like, oh, crap.
Anthony, what is another name for a badminton bird?
Badminton bird?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Nothing there. Kenzie?
So we used to set up the really rinky-dink Target version of badminton in our backyards. We'd have like very large family barbecues, and every kid laughed about it. That's why I know this, because it's a shuttlecock.
It is a shuttlecock. That's
Wow.
right.
And that was always fun. My parents would be like, "That's enough. You're not allowed to say that word that many times."
Hey, Mom, the shuttlecock landed in a potato
Hey,
salad.
stop touching my shuttlecock.
Still funny, I gotta say. Maybe I'm just still immature.
You think maybe?
Say it in case it's fun.
Shuttlecock.
I'm gonna start saying that as our innuendo. So when we're talking about something, be like, "Well, you should touch your shuttlecock."
That's good. All right, 2-0 back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, who starred as Jim Evers in the 2003 version of Disney's Haunted Mansion?
Ooh, the OG. That's Eddie Murphy.
That is Eddie Murphy. Wow, rolling through. Anthony, what breed of dog is Scooby-Doo?
Ooh, a mastiff?
It's not a Mastiff. Scooby is not. No, we had a big dog conversation an hour ago on the show.
Oh, you should listen. You got to brush up on your breeds here.
Yeah.
You don't have Scooby-Doo intelligence. Come on, Anthony. It's a great Dane.
Great Dane. Scooby's a Great Dane. Wow, Kenzie's rolling.
Yeah, Anthony, I got.
You had such depressing questions that I'm getting right. I would like to point out.
Oh, boy.
Well, Anthony, I got bad news for you. You are down 4-0, and it is back to Kenzie. She can shut you out with a correct answer.
Ugh. Kenzie.
Oh, boy.
She's ruining your Rome life.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the last president of the 90s?
I'm going to say,
3.
because 9/11 was not the 90s. So I'm going to say Clinton.
Clinton is right. What a sweet. Oh, my.
Naturally, I wanted to say Bush, but then I'm like, wait.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was Clinton.
I know a very specific thing.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, the
God, he
Lewinsky
so
woman.
did. You know what I mean? Like, he super did. And he just said that.
Yeah, he said it pretty clear.
Oh, my God.
Everybody lies. Not our guy, Ant, though.
Unbelievable.
We're sorry, Ant, though, but thanks for, checking in. Appreciate you listening.
Well, we're giving away prize bags.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should hook them up with a prize bag because it's Monday.
Uh-huh.
And
Because it's Monday.
It's I hate Mondays. I
Yeah.
bet everybody else does. So, make his better, right?
So you want the prize pack there, Ant?
Sure, I'll take a prize pack. Why not?
Hey.
You can wear it when you're traveling the world and spread the...
Please take pictures and post. We'd really appreciate it.
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
Well, we know you like free stuff, so we're halfway through the Know the Show hour at 7:30, and we're going to ask you some questions about this hour. 3 questions at 8 o'clock. Yeah, they'll be pretty easy as long as you're listening. So hopefully you're listening the first half hour, another half hour left, and know the show for the 1975 tickets Allstate Arena, and you will meet the 1975.
Wait, really fast.
Yep.
Someone texted in. So honestly, I don't have the text line up when we do trivia.
Right.
So I have to get the text afterwards because I don't want people to text in the answers and I see them.
Because we like you when you play along on the text line.
Yeah, so people could text in answers all the time and I don't want to cheat.
Yep.
But Double Features Mike asked if I could say this if I win. That's a spicy meatball.
Thought it was something to do with shuttlecock.
No, shuttlecock.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, so it's Know the Show hour. About 25 minutes left at 8 a.m. with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So starting at 7, everything we talked about, we'll ask 3 questions about it, including going forward here. And if you can answer all 3, you get tickets to see the 1975 at the Allstate Arena, and you will meet them. You will meet the 1975. We have a very funny story about the 1975 that we'll tell at 8 o'clock about when we met them for the first time at Twisted, when they played Twisted. They've actually played Twisted twice, but this is the most recent appearance by the 1975 last year, and we'll tell that story, a little behind the scenes, behind the curtain stuff with Q101 that I think you'll enjoy. But in the meantime, speaking of behind the curtain, this is wild. There was a construction crew in Florida that was working on the road.
Yes.
And a lot of times, you dig up things, especially in older cities like Chicago, when you talk about people that have, they've gone deep and they find things like, a vault that Al Capone had there and there was nothing in it, but they find the vault. Well, this Florida crew found a shipwreck from the 1800s in the middle of the highway as they were digging. There's this old boat that they just went right over with concrete at some point, and
somebody had to do that first, and it's like they were just like, "I'm not moving this." Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't crash the damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough.
Look, I got a lunch date.
I got 1 shilling for this job.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
1 shilling.
I traded a goat for this. I'm not doing it.
How much was 1 shilling worth, I wonder, in today's world? You have to Google that.
Not enough, damn it.
You're right. You're exactly right. Somebody decided it wasn't worth doing anything about. Now, it's from the 1800s, so it was only 8 to 10 feet below the sediment of the road where they were digging. So it wasn't that deep. And they just found it now. And it brings up a question we think about that maybe you moved into a new place, a new apartment. What did you find? What'd you find in a place like that? Or if you work and maybe you do a job like this.
I love those cool stories. I get addicted to those TikToks where people, they're tearing up a wall because they're going to put bricks on it or something like that. And then it's like, why is there a door here? And then they're trying to get the door. Oh, I love that crap.
So I have a story very similar to that.
You do?
When I bought the investment condo near Wrigley Field that I talk about that was the death of my finances, I basically went broke and had to start over because I thought that's a side story, but I bought a studio apartment and wanted to redo some of the drywall in it. Mm-hmm. So, people that do free... flip houses or whatever, you got to take it down to the studs. You take the drywall off and then you put new drywall up and you figure out what's going on back there.
Yeah.
Take the drywall off on one wall. There's another wall behind the wall, okay?
Okay.
That wall was covered with clown wallpaper. Creepy ass clowns. I mean, this was the scariest, weirdest thing. This never left me. And I wanted to tear it down so fast and get rid of that. I don't know what happened in that place by Wrigley Field, but all different kinds of clowns. So it wasn't just repetitive one clown. The wallpaper was about 50 different clowns.
Were they smiling clowns or were they clowns with blood dripping from their face?
Well, some were. It was not bloody clowns, but they just didn't look good. I just looked
eerie.
Yeah, terrifying. They were smiling, but they were in my head. It was disgusting and terrifying, and it stays with me today. Sometimes I close my eyes at night when I go to bed, and I see those clowns sometimes.
They're haunting you that bad?
Well, I mean, the picture in my brain is of that. It was unbelievable.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this is too cool.
Yeah.
So when you tore that down, though, there's nothing cool behind there?
I
Like
just...
the body of a clown?
I didn't get that far.
Oh.
And the place became a disaster, and I lost all my money.
Well,
but,
because it's cursed.
well, clearly,
Cursed
I
by clowns.
don't know who else took that place after me, but it's gone. I don't know.
Who's Bozo now?
I can't reach my rim stop. Dang it.
Yeah.
Here, say it again.
Who's Bozo now? God, I hate this place.
So what'd you find at 312-591-8300? Maybe it was on the job site. Maybe it was your house. You moved in a new place. What did you find? And Kenzie, ever have something like this happen?
So this is stupid. I'm aware of it. But I grew up in North Carolina also. I moved around a lot because my dad was in sales.
Yeah,
so
the,
I've
the
lived
window,
in
the window man.
I know. He's the window guy. So we moved so much. So for a large chunk of my childhood, I was in North Carolina, right? And we lived in like a mountain area. And my parents were like ripping up the yard because we didn't have like this grassy yard. We like kind of lived in a foresty area. So there are trees and stuff in the front yard. So they're probably digging to plant flowers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And as we're digging, they find a super old horseshoe like buried.
Oh, wow.
And I got so excited. I was like 5. But I was like, oh my God, because all I thought about is like, this is like the Wild West. Like, what was out here that there's a horseshoe this far? I got so excited.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, and I know I was 5, but still, after we found that horseshoe, because I kept it, my parents let me wash it off. I was like very excited about the thing.
Yeah.
I felt like I heard like hoof clomping here and there. I did. So I don't know if it was a haunted horse. I don't know what we got going on.
A haunted horse?
A haunted horse.
Breathing fire?
Yeah, like
with
it
no
was
eyes?
A little devil horse. Maybe it was Paul Revere's horse. I don't know. But it was super cool. And I wish I could have found out history because I'm like, it had to be a long time before then. There was not a barn out there at any time recently. So I was just like, oh my God, a buried horseshoe. I thought that was so cool.
Did you hear that thing like you do a kid? Like a...
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Nay.
Nerd.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, so it's the Know the Show hour. Only 10 minutes left. At 8 a.m., we're going to ask you 3 questions about stuff we talked about this hour starting at 7 a.m. If you can answer all 3 questions, you are going to see the 1975 and you will meet the 1975. That's crazy. That's a good deal. So stick around here.
That's a good deal. Well, it's free.
It's a free
so
deal.
It's a pretty good deal.
But it's also something you can't buy. Like there's some things, tickets here and there, free things, or you can actually buy those if you wanted to. They're available now at the Allstate. But to meet them, you can't buy that. You can't do that.
Can't do it.
Lifetime experience from Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we're talking about this Florida construction crew that was digging in the road, and they found a shipwreck from the 1800s just buried in the middle of the road, only 10 feet deep. It's really wild. And we ask you, what'd you find? I teased what Ed from Hoffman Estates found, and Kenzie, what is it? What was that really bizarre thing he found?
Oh my gosh. So Ed texted in and said, when my parents bought our first house, the basement had the name Ingrid written all over the walls in red paint.
Ooh.
Is that not so weird?
Very weird. Could have been a Bumble date gone wrong, maybe, and she never answered after the one date and said, I really like you. Let's get together again. And Ingrid said, yeah, let's do that. And she ghosted him, you think?
I like how it's always got to be a scorned woman. I'm thinking that part of me just thinks that it's like kids lived in the house messing with people. I could totally see us like moving and my son being like, it would be funny, because like then you're just terrified the rest of the time.
Yeah. Well, this one wasn't a joke. At 847 checked in. A company he worked for found a bookie's log in an air duct in a foreclosure, and there was $10,000 cash in the bag.
Oh, wow.
Is that legally yours, I guess?
I think you have to turn it in.
Isn't it finders keepers? Isn't that the rule?
No, I mean, I wouldn't have reported that anywhere. I would have just kept it.
Would you have kept it?
Yes.
Really?
If I found like a bag of cash on the side of the road, like, I'd keep it.
But
You're supposed to go to the police station and turn it in. And I'm like, well, I feel like I pay my taxes already. I'll pay taxes on it. How about that?
You won't do that.
No.
You don't have to do that. Listen, I found, I'm just feeling generous, IRS, and so here's some money that I might owe, as if this magical world we live in. Here's some money. Just take it.
Yeah, it's a donation, if you will. I would donate some of it for good conscience.
Sure.
That I would do.
How much of the 10 grand?
I'd buy some Girl Scout cookies.
You're in a pickle with that one, though, because it's a company you work for. And you find it. It's not just you finding a bag on the side of the road.
That's different. If you owned the house, I'm like, I'm not saying a damn thing.
Yeah.
Now, company you worked for, someone else, that's...
Oh.
Then I probably would turn it in.
Like, it's 10 grand worth your career if you catch it and they catch you later somehow.
Right.
I don't know.
Somebody reports it. So that I'd probably... So if I found $10,000 here... No, I'd keep it. I gotta be honest.
Listen.
I keep trying to look at this from a different scenario.
Do you think there's $10,000 laying around our building somewhere in cash?
I don't, but I want to crawl around a vent really bad.
Case, start crawling around a vent looking for some money.
Case.
Yeah, do that. on top of all your other duties.
I'm going to strap a GoPro to him so he can't lie to us.
Daisy's checking in from Rogers Park. Daisy, ahoy. Hello, Daisy.
Morning, good morning.
So what'd you find? If it, anything, maybe at work or at a house, you found something.
So this was a half and half. This is actually something that I found, and then there's something that my family left for the future.
Okay.
That I found. I live in a studio in Rogers Park. I've been here for a while, and I have radiators on the ceiling. It's a very old building, very typical Chicago. And I'm sitting on the couch one day under the radiator, and I'm just happened to look up, and I'm looking at the pipe, and on the pipe, it's scratched, not quite engraved, but scratched in the word "help me."
Help me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
That could have been Kenzie's kid, messing with people. It could have been that, too.
I told people they probably are messing with me at this point, but honestly, with the prices of rent, I mean, if there's a ghost in there, they're going to have to cough up half of it because I'm not going anywhere.
Period. They need to share. You're like, help you, help me. You're living here for free.
Yeah, right?
Please. Exactly.
Wild.
And then when we left, growing up in my house, my dad had remodeled one of the walls in the living room, and I remember the day clearly, and I remember the photograph. It was such a creepy photograph of him, my mom, and myself as a baby, and it was one of those very typical early 90s kind of photos.
Okay, yep.
He put it in a little glass bottle, and he put it in the wall, and he rebuilt the wall. So there's no context, no anything other than this really creepy, what I'm hoping will be a scary ghost baby in the future. But
the people are going to make up stories about that picture.
Did he write "help me" on the picture so when they find it?
I'm half tempted to go back to the house and just be like, oh, I can feel the silence of a child and two people in that wall, and just see if they tear it down and oh my gosh, it's there.
Yeah, you have to be like, something terrible happened by this wall, and then leave.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thanks for checking in. Taking the walls there. It's amazing what you can find. Like I said, that would freak me out. Find a picture of a family on the wall and what happened?
Yeah, because there's got to be a story.
Yeah, it's not. Your dad's just messing with everybody.
Oh, God.
Dustin's checking in from Joliet. Ahoy, Dustin. So we're just asking you, what'd you find? What'd you find, Dustin? Hello, Dustin?
I've usually called into you guys before about other house flips I've done. I bought a house with our company. It was a foreclosure in Blue Island. Now, when we got the house, we got the specs that there was a chimney that went from the basement up out of the house. But when we looked for it, when we tore out the paneling, in the basement was a pantry. The right side of the pantry wouldn't move, so I had to break it out with a hammer drill. It turned out there was a key lock on the top. Now, there was no chimney anymore. There was a stair like a ladder going up. It's a tri-level house. It had a cutout on each floor to come out in the closet.
Whoa.
And the inside of the doors was a hook and eye and an inch thick of paneling. You pop it open, and you're in the closet of each bedroom. It was really creepy. And it turned out it was a guy that ended up having to go to prison because of some bad cases. But he altered the home in the 90s, and nobody ever knew it. So when my wife discovered it, she's downstairs pulling the paneling. She screams for me. I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, I don't know where this stairwell goes. I turned the light up. It goes all the way up to where the chimney used to be, but it's got cutouts going to the left and to the right. And you open these panels, and you pop out into the bedrooms. We had to turn around. We talked to our bosses. We sealed it up completely because it had bad history. We were thinking it was like, an evacuation route.
Yeah.
No, we don't know. So we just sealed it all up tight. But it was a scary situation because we all left. We didn't know if people were hiding in the house, but there was supposed to be a chimney.
Yeah, I listen, every house should have that. I want a little escape route in my house.
You psychopath.
Well, I want to be able to escape somewhere where no one can find me in the house.
Escape upstairs?
Yeah.
How's it going to help you?
Well, they won't find me because they barely found it.
Okay, my question, do you know what this guy was arrested for, or you just know he was a criminal?
I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah,
I know.
You can actually look it up. It's the Blue Island history. This guy was a 65-year-old male, and he had remarried a lady that had a 14-year-old daughter. And there was allegations. She divorced him right away when she heard allegations, but the police came after him. He didn't have the rest of his life in prison. We got his house for $75,000 cash. We sold it for over $350,000, even after sealing. It was weird. The chimney bricks were still there. It was just an aluminum ladder that went up to each floor, and it was perfectly mounted. And the guy had wooden fixtures where a lion, you touch its nose, and a table slid out, a wooden table slid out. It was a lot of crazy stuff in his home.
Okay, I know this isn't the point, but like, they didn't hear him tinkering away at this project at any point in time?
It's a little bit much.
You know, I don't know how you sneak that.
Yeah.
You
basically build.
It's not like when you make a shank in prison. Like, it's a pretty loud project.
Maybe he sent him on vacation. Hey, why don't you guys go away for a while? And then
You know what? All I could think about, I had to ask, because I knew it wouldn't be super.
Right.
But all I could think about is, like, do you think he ran a bed and breakfast? You know what I mean? And then he was just like in everyone's room being creepy. That's all I could have had. I had to know.
Gross. Well, I'm glad you know now.
Now I know.
Now you're not going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.